What's good, everybody? Today we've got some exciting news on My Hero Academia 1's Justice. Two very exciting characters just got announced. Stain and Eraserhead are coming to the game, and we're gonna talk about their abilities and why these two characters in particular are so exciting. My name's Globku, and welcome to today's video. Stain and Eraserhead were announced through scans ripped by shonengames.com as usual, and these two characters could really take this game to the next level. At the time of this recording, the scans have not been translated, so we had to translate some of this stuff ourselves. I'm pretty confident we got the information correctly because we know these characters from the anime, so the translations, they fit, they match. So for Stain, the short description says that you can seal your opponent's movement, and the more damage you deal, the better the effect. And I think that's a really cool interpretation of his quirk. Stain is able to paralyze their opponents by licking their blood. That's why he carries so many blades with him. One cut and that could be the end for a hero, because as soon as he tastes your blood, you cannot move. Now, in the game, this would be a bit too powerful in a 1v1 fight. As soon as Stain attacks you, you're immobilized and you're dead. That's a one-hit kill, basically. And that's why this mechanic, this interpretation is very smart. You can seal their movement, but only for a short period of time, and your quirk gets more powerful as the battle goes, as you deal more damage. Because I assume you get access to more blood. That's not how the quirk works in the anime, but I think that's a very good interpretation. Now, I doubt this is gonna take blood types into consideration. For instance, when Stain used this against Deku, Deku was only paralyzed for a short period of time because his blood was a type O. And this quirk doesn't work as well against type O blood types. People. That's a sentence. It would definitely affect the meta in some crazy ways, and it would definitely create some good counters against Stain, but also every balance patch would have to take these blood types into consideration, so I think it seems like it's a bit too much to expect blood types to affect this quirk. Next, we've got Eraserhead, and the description of his ability seems pretty obvious, though my translation is super rough. There might be some extra information here, but basically he does what we know he does in the anime and manga. Eraserhead's quirk is to erase and disable the enemy's quirk. He can also use the restraining bonds that he wears around his neck to trap opponents. Now, Eraserhead has but one requirement to disable the opponent's quirk in the anime and manga, and that is looking at the opponent. His quirk is great for 1v1 encounters, which this game seems to be focused on, but that does come with a limitation. At some point, Eraserhead needs to blink, and the longer he fights, the less he can use his abilities because he tries not to blink for a really long time and he's got dry eye and it starts to sting real bad. And I wonder if this game will take that into consideration, almost like the opposite of Stain, who gets stronger as the fight goes, as he deals more damage to the opponent. Does Eraserhead's quirk get weaker in longer fights? Is he able to keep it active for shorter periods of time? I'm curious to learn more about him and to see if they have taken this into consideration. Now, why are these characters in specific so exciting? They may be fan favorites and there's hype around that, but I also think their abilities are on a whole new level. If we look at the announced roster so far, you could think that all the announced roster has some similar abilities. For instance, Deku is able to throw ranged attacks with air pressure using their finger flick of his, and Bakugo is able to do the same with his explosions. And even though these attacks look different, their gameplay effect is very similar. But now with Stain and Eraserhead, we have a completely different category of character. Their abilities directly affect the opponent. They disable the opponent, which leads me to believe that these characters might be a bit more unique than we initially thought. I might have given this game not enough credit, and it's always exciting when a game surprises me like this, because these characters that have been announced so far, they might all be very unique and very different. And just to recap, because I don't think we've talked about the roster yet in this channel, we've got Deku, who we've seen gameplay for. He's got melee combos, powerful punches, and the finger flick ranged attack. We've got Shigaraki, who also has melee combos. Actually, I think it's safe to assume that everyone has melee combos, so I'm gonna start skipping that bit. We haven't seen gameplay for Shigaraki yet, but his quirk is Decay, which destroys anything he touches. The website shows a screenshot of him touching the ground, which might mean one of two things. One, he's using the quirk to decay the entire area around him, or two, that's actually another quirk, the one used by Kurogiri, who creates warp gates, so Shigaraki is able to use him as an assist in combat. Unfortunately, that would mean that Kurogiri is not a playable character. Next we have Bakugo, who throws explosions all around. His attacks are very wide even in close range attacks. He's also got some decent air mobility, using explosions to change the direction he's headed or just to speed up his approach. Then we have All Might, and we haven't seen any gameplay for this guy yet, but we can assume his abilities will be similar to Deku since they have the same quirk. Uraraka's gravity abilities are also coming into play. She can touch objects around the stage since the stage itself is highly destructible, and then use them as weapons. But it seems you can also touch the opponent, making them float, which leaves them vulnerable to your attacks. Todoroki sounds like a very complete character with his ice and fire quirks. He can freeze opponents, restraining their movement, and also use the ice around the stage to move faster. And then the flames can also burn the opponent, causing them to take damage over time. He seems like a ranged specialist, even though in the anime he is also good from close range. But then again, in the anime he's overpowered, and that's something that's usually bad to have in the video game. Ida is all about speed and powerful kicks. He's able to dodge and attack at the same time. He seems to be the very fast type of character, but he doesn't have any ranged options. He really needs that mobility to get in close and attack. It seems that his special move, the Recipro Burst, is also making it into the game. He gets faster, his attack power raises, but if he is damaged during this power-up, it will go away, so you cannot be too reckless with it. Tsuyu's playstyle seems to focus on mobility and long-range attacks. Her tongue can attack from really far away, though her damage isn't that great according to the website's description. Denki seems like a double-edged sword. His lightning attacks are powerful, he can attack from a distance, and also lay traps around the stage that activate once someone steps on them. But if you use his power too much, just like the anime, he'll get all derpy, and he'll probably be useless for a while. And finally, Momo can create a variety of objects. The website mentions iron balls, spears, hammers, and more. There's some images for cannons, for God's sake. It seems you're able to create different weapons at will. Each will have their own playstyle, so she might have a mix of close and long range playstyles, but it requires some activation because first, she needs to create the weapon. So with that recap, what did we have in the roster so far? We had a mix of long and close range abilities, high mobility characters, and slow characters. So basically, every anime brawler ever made. This game looked generic. Looking at the abilities that these characters had, there wasn't anything that really stood out, maybe with the exception of Uraraka, who actually could disable the opponent if she manages to touch them. Everyone was just attack from close range, attack from long range. It looks just like another J-Star style of game, where sure, they have a big roster of characters and all of them are very unique within their own universes, but in the game they all play very similarly. But now with the addition of Stain and Eraserhead, we're seeing a completely different type of hero, a very distinct moveset that leads to a very different playstyle. Eraserhead is all about restraining the enemy with the bonds, and Stain is about immobilizing them, which is something that gets more powerful the more damage he deals. Sure, these two characters in particular, they are kinda similar, but they are so different from the entire roster that's been announced so far. And that has made me that much more excited for this game, even though the first gameplay didn't leave that good of an impression. Seriously, they should hurry up and release some new gameplay, because if you compare these screenshots to the gameplay they released on that live stream, it's like watching two different games. It's such low resolution, it's so ugly. But that's all the gameplay we have so far, so go ahead and give us something new, because so far, this is what your game looks like. And it looks bad. I really want to see these graphics from the screenshots in action. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for these two characters? Is there any character that you're waiting or just like really looking forward to being announced? If there is a story mode in this game, how much story can we really expect? That's the topic of this video right here, and Stain's announcement supports a lot of my theories. If you're in the mood for something else, there's also the video at the bottom, but as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!